Hard about what you want to be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up and they gon' rise to the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Show. I am Bullhorn Betty, and we are discussing the case of Sebastian Wayne Rogers that disappeared from his home February 26, 2024. We're going to be doing a call-in show today so we can get to the bottom of what you believe happened that fateful night with Sebastian Wayne Rogers. But we have a key topic, and this key topic is the marks on Chris Proudfoot's arms during the WSMV March 4th interview. Sebastian Wayne Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic boy that disappeared from inside his locked home where he was allegedly only with his mother. According to his mother, the day before, February 25th, they had a great day. They went to BJ's with family. They came home, put some groceries away. Later that day, they went to Strikes and Spares so that Sebastian could play video games. And after they wrapped up in Strike and Spares, they went over to the Texas Roadhouse Grill where they ate dinner. Now, just recently, the videotape from inside the Texas Roadhouse Grill has been publicized, and it caused a lot of speculation, especially related to the green hoodie guy, which is actually a green hoodie gal. We just recently learned that that person has been spoken to yesterday. According to all the reports, yesterday or the day before, the green hoodie gal was questioned by law enforcement and determined not to have any involvement in the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. Fast forwarding to today, we are going to be discussing a topic that has come up many, many times. And that topic is the green shirt interview and the marks exhibited on Chris Proudfoot's arms. We have exhaustively discussed these, from bite marks to scratches, and now a new revelation that I truly believe might be the strongest probability of them all. We're going to be going to Blackhawk Magnum 57's YouTube page, and we're going to review his latest post related to these scratches and bite marks. So thank you for being here. This is the Bullhorn Betty live call-in show, and I hope to have all of your participation as we dive into this critical detail in the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Well, good morning, my beautiful people of YouTube. It's nice to see you here this beautiful Saturday morning. Before we get started on the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case, I wanted to let you know I'm wearing my tinfoil hat squad. I don't know how deep it's going to get today, but we're going to see. And another part of this is thanking those folks that do such sweet little things. Like this right here. Oh, turn around. Show everybody. Show everybody. Look at your pretty little dress. Thank you, Melanie, for the beautiful little dress she's in. She is so sweet and happy, and she loves it. She absolutely loves it. She's been such a good girl and taking good care of her dress today, laying on Mommy's lap. That came from Melanie. Thank you so very much. And of course, Brenda says, hey, Betty, I'm hoping you like your gift to keep your coffee warm while you work and do your lives. Thank you so much for all you do in bringing awareness to Sebastian Rogers and all other missing children and adults. You rock. And I figured it would be unkind of me not to open my gift in front of everybody. So we're doing it right now. We're breaking the seal. We're breaking the seal. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I think we got a little clue as to what it is. We have ourselves a coffee warmer. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I didn't mean to scare you. So thank you, Brenda, for that. And of course, ours truly, the real Me Too, sent me a beautiful card from Delilah. Delilah mailed me a card. It's cute. And thank you, my friend, for the beautiful Christmas card. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate it. I still haven't found the Secret Santa of the doggy cocoon. But thank you. Thank you for everybody and everything that you guys do for me. Delilah, the channel, everything. I hope I'm coming in clear. I'm using a different camera. I'm like, just don't know what else to do. So I got an external camera. Hopefully the clarity is much better. I'm hoping. So good morning, everybody. Pebbles, I can't go through too many people. We already got 500 people in chat, and I want to go ahead and get started today. We got a lot to go over and opening up the phone lines for the peeps. They're not open just yet. So just hold your trigger fingers. We will get open. We will get open. Pebbles, good morning. Sonia, good morning. The Mod Squad is here and large and in charge. Smiley's World, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. Rivers up in the house. Melanie, thank you for the beautiful dress, by the way. Deanna, I hope you never change. My list of creators I watch getting smaller. I get angry with people responsible for not at subscribers and other creators. I love your channel and wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, well, thank you so much for that. We got Stacy, SPED teacher, Panda Bear Mom. Charles, it's nice to see you up in the house. The Real Me Too. Beth, good morning. Good morning. Don, Decor and More. Kendra, Bill, Nobody Who Is Somebody. Thank you so much. Oh, we already got some people going toward the goal. Truth and Time. Thank you. God bless you for that. The Real Me Too. Good morning. Heather, good morning. Nobody Is Somebody. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. We will get those videos rolled out here in just a little bit. We got a karma video and the ass video. If you guys want a little bit of comedy, a little bit of love. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. So now we're going to get into it. I don't know. Before we get started, I wanted to give you this. I'm very highly upset once again with Sumner County. They tried to tone it down, but they just can't do it without being disrespectful. I'm sorry, they just can't. It's like, oh my gosh, don't pick up the phone and call and disturb Sumner County for a missing 15-year-old boy. Please don't, right? It's a love-hate relationship because they don't speak properly just in my opinion. So let's just hear the update of this. Don't be shamed in not calling in tips and leads, because Sumner County doesn't want to field them. We'll take them back to the FBI and TBI if necessary.
Well, new this morning, authorities are responding to what they're calling recent speculation surrounding the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, the Sumner County teen who's been missing for more than 9 months. Jaxie Pigeon joins us now in studio with an update from officials. Jaxie.
Well, Megan, the Sumner County Sheriff's Office is speaking out after recent surveillance video circulated on social media showing a person in a green hoodie. Officials say the individual is seen walking near Sebastian and his mother at Texas Roadhouse the night before he went missing, causing some to speculate the person could be involved in the teen's disappearance. Because of that, detectives addressed those rumors. The statement from the Sumner County Sheriff's Office says in part, quote, "We can confirm that after a thorough discussion with this individual, there is no evidence linking them to Sebastian's disappearance. We appreciate the vigilance and cooperation from the public and all those involved in the search for Sebastian. However, we also urge the community to approach social media rumors with caution, as misinformation can distract from the real efforts to find Sebastian." The reward for information on the teen's whereabouts increased to $200,000 last month. However, last week, Dwayne Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter, announced on social media that the reward was up to more than $225,000.
So that's your update. Of course, we know. Hey, Cheeky Chops, it's nice to see you. Of course, we know that. Oh, thank you, 5 months member. Yay! Thank you, Renee. God bless you. This is kind of upsetting. I mean, we do have to worry about what we hear online. No doubt. You never know what creator's going to do it. But I think that was kind of a stab at Dog the Bounty Hunter from them, because they kind of came out, and they are trying to find any information related to this kid. They don't really have the bedside manner, so to speak. in part, but they want the urgency of the community to come together and identify people. This is a person that should have probably been interviewed previously. There was no indication, even though Nick Barris likes to put words in law enforcement's mouth. So thank you, Renee. God bless you. And it's just a little, it's a little frustrating because mainstream media is not really doing anything to try to strum up leads. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They run a story. They really, at the end of the day, in my opinion, not to be rude to some of the, I know that people do care and people do care in their community. Oh, Liam, thank you. God bless you for that. They only, I believe some of the reporters do care. I mean, especially the women, moms, things like that. But in the grand scheme of things, they've got a job to do. This is part of their job, talking about clips of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. However, Sebastian's army is geared to finding leads, finding legitimate people that have been in and around that can provide some semblance of ideas of what was going on in this child's life prior to him disappearing. And that's our goal, maybe not mainstream media's goal, but our goal here is to find information and leads. That's why we work every day. That's why we keep his name in the algorithm. That's why we do multiple videos. That's why we reword things over and over again. That's why we go back to the beginning, is because it's much different on social media than it is mainstream media. We have to work very hard to keep these people in the algorithm and top of mind. That is our job here on social media. And some people don't understand what our job and our place is in all of this. At the end of the day, social media has proven itself over the years of solving cases, providing good, information, not keeping the person top of mind in social media, right? We've been very good about that. Whether there's been a little riffraff or whatever, at the end of the day, we're keeping him top of mind on the algorithm across social media, which is what gets people say up in other areas like Court TV, News Nation, CNN, big boys, big boys and girls of mainstream media. We have picking up these cases. Why? Because they have the attention audiences. If we didn't build that attention of audience on a social media level, it wouldn't make it up any further than just a few social media presentations or stories. This case has been a weaving and winding turn since the beginning. Oh, thank you, Ginger. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. It had been a weaving and winding turn since the beginning. And it has got in some areas a circus. A lot of that stuff has calmed down quite a bit. I mean, people are going to talk smack. That's fine. But actually causing the kind of problems that we were exhibiting in this case were absolutely unnecessary. And unneeded. This is a 15-year-old. This is a real boy. This is not a joke. This is not an Enquirer magazine. This is not, a game. This is a real life human being that is missing and has real life family that is hurting and real life friends and teachers that would like to know answers, along with a public that's very concerned that there's a madman running loose, right? When we feel there's not a madman running loose. We all exhibited and observed markings on the stepfather's arms. Now, I don't have a lot of information related to what those markings are other than potential theories, right? And so our theory, and I told you that I've had marks on me that look similar to that, right? When I was trucking in the swamp looking for Paola Miranda Rosa, that was a very hard search. That was over 20 square miles in one day. I had huge blisters on the bottoms of my feet because I didn't believe a gator got her. I believe she's HT'd or ST'd, personally speaking. That's what I believe when it comes to Paola Miranda Rosa's case. Then some people started thinking they were bite marks, right? Bite marks. And then I come across a person that's been in our chat. It's not like they are unknown to the Bullhorn Betty channel. And that person is, and I got his name wrong in the intro video. It's Blackhawk 57 Magnum. Blackhawk 57 Magnum. And that is really what we are going to be discussing today. I'm going to pull it up on the big screen. We are going to listen to what is being said, and then we're going to open it up, because when this was broken down on this video, it really did have a bell just ringing above my head, the virtual bell just ringing. Good morning, Guidance. It's nice to see you, my love, right? So let's listen to what this content creator, what his theory is on those marks, and then we'll open up the phone lines to have a discussion on these scratches and bite marks observed on the stepfather's arms. Now, here's one kicker that I would like to present. I did go back to that green shirt interview to observe a little closer now that we heard, I had an opportunity to hear Blackhawk's theory. And this is one thing I noticed, is that in that interview, and this is the only interview I have of Katie recent, the next one was March, whenever Chronicles of Olivia met with them. Okay. So it was almost a month later. So I had to go back to that green shirt interview where we observed Chris's arms. And one thing that I found out is that Katie was wearing a long sleeve shirt during that interview. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on what that means. I'm interested in learning what she was wearing that morning that Sebastian disappeared, moreover than anything else. So if anybody has contact with Miss Bobby, don't reach out to her if you don't know her. I'm talking about like Terry Lynn or somebody else in our true crime community that actually knows her in real life, not just through this case, but knows her in the community. I'm interested in finding out what was wore by the mother that morning when she was speaking with law enforcement and she was outside of her house. Was she wearing a long sleeve shirt? If somebody from the community knows, you can reach out to bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. That would really be beneficial. I'm interested in learning a little bit more. Okay. We have discussed these marks. We haven't discussed them in a live panel or a call-in show for everybody to put their perspective. But after this video with Blackhawk, it made me realize that we might have missed some critical information that could be that people have opinions on. And this is one thing that I personally didn't entertain. So let's get started without any further ado. This is a 14-minute video. I most likely will pause it throughout and conversate. When you see this on and you see it playing, I'm most likely on here versus the chat. So just bear with me. If you have certain questions, I'll let you know when I'm back into StreamYard for questions. Right now, I'm not in StreamYard for questions. I am on the screen that we're about to play.
Hey everybody, let's go ahead and get started. Hope everybody's had
I'm going to mute my mic.
Let's talk true crime. Let's talk Sebastian Rogers. Some things I want to talk about today. Some questions I have, a few questions. The first one being for Katie.
If somebody wouldn't mind going to Blackhawk _57 Magnum and getting the link to drop in chat, one of my mods, could you please drop in the chat? Again, this is Blackhawks. This is credited to Blackhawk, and we want to make sure that Blackhawk gets credit on this live stream. So please post, if you guys have his link to his channel, please post it in chat. Thank you so much.
When Sebastian went missing, I know that you had mentioned that he went missing in a long sleeve t-shirt, dark t-shirt with a logo on the front. And I was just wondering, is it possible that it's this shirt right here where Sebastian has two more keys on his lap? Or was it possibly, I don't know, is it this shirt? This is a short sleeve shirt that Sebastian was wearing at the dinner at Texas Roadhouse. And this shirt here has a logo of Grogu on the front of it, but it's a short sleeve t-shirt. Both of these shirts are dark in color. One's a long sleeve and one is a short sleeve. So the question I have for Katie is, which one of these two shirts, or both of them, do you have in your possession still? Because if you...
I think that's a good idea. You know, in all fairness, and this is not really the topic of conversation, just the beginning of his video. I wanted you guys to see it. This is a good process of elimination. You would think after 9 months, 10 months, through process of elimination, they would have identified which specific shirt was in his possession and what he was wearing when he allegedly left the home on his own and on his own free will. I have my opinions about that statement, but either way, there's always been this, everybody's asking what shirt specifically he was in, which long shirt specifically was he in. This is his mother that has washed every single shirt for him since he was born. And for her not to understand or know, I mean, I used to have a crap load of clothes. And if there was a pair of sandals missing, my mother knew about it. And would question me about it. If I left with a jacket and didn't come home with a jacket, my mother knew exactly what jacket I was missing and asked me where the hell my jacket was, right? So it's hard for me to believe that this lady has no earthly idea which black shirt he was in, that she, out of 9 months, almost 10 months, still cannot figure out what she last saw her son wearing, other than a general description. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry, because whenever you have an event like this, it has always been my understanding that that information is almost frozen in time. It's like you almost relive the last conversation that you had with your missing person. Hopefully I'm not, I see that my internet is getting a little wonky. So if it's getting a wonky on your end, I do apologize. I'm not sure what that has to do with. It might be honestly just the audio. I have a lot of audio issues when it comes to this StreamYard, but I'm trying to resolve it without having to recreate a whole entire new channel on another platform. So just bear with me. I'm still upset about that, but let's keep moving forward with Blackhawk, because he's going to start getting into the conversation about the markings.
The shirts is missing, then I guess we would know which one Sebastian went missing in. Now, this shirt here being a long sleeve tee Star Wars shirt with a picture of the Millennium Falcon on the front, and this one being a dark t-shirt, short sleeve with Grogu on the front. So just a simple question I had, and maybe somebody can ask Katie that, is whether or not one of these two shirts are missing, or whether or not she has these two shirts and it was actually a different shirt that Sebastian was wearing. And that would help pinpoint what the young man was wearing the night he went missing, the morning. But I want to talk into the true crime community today, you guys. I am hearing this talked about pretty much every other day.
Hey,
a few
Smiley.
times a
Hey,
week.
Brent.
I just heard it last week on Granny's Live. I watched Bullhorn Betty talk about it, and I heard it brought up again this morning on Dolly's Live. These marks that are on Chris Proudfoot's arms, that some people are still saying are bite marks. Okay. I'm not seeing bite marks here, you guys. Right? I am seeing scratch marks. I'm not seeing scratch marks made by a dog. All right. And I'll show you what I mean. So being is on the left-hand side on Sebastian's lap.
Oh, I'm
here,
sorry. I did
see
mute
two
myself.
more keys.
What I said was, this is very interesting. He's going to be getting into his theory. And this is what I like about the true crime community, is this is something that I really haven't focused on. I focused on it being associated with something to do with Sebastian, either the movement of Sebastian or an altercation with Sebastian. But this is an alternate theory that actually does make sense.
A Morkie is a dog that's in the toy category, not very big, somewhere between, usually the most they weigh is 13 pounds, but usually somewhere between, 6 and 13 pounds is what they weigh, 8 pounds on average, not very big, not very strong dog. And their paws are designed that when they leave scratch marks, they leave them like this. They're real close together. Do you see that? That's how, when a small dog in the toy category, when a Morkie scratches you, see, the paw, the nails are close together. Okay. So you see this scratch right here? This is made by a small dog. This scratch mark here, made by a small dog. You see the small, thin lines, you guys, close together? You see that? Small, thin lines that are real close together. Here's another picture of a small dog that Chris and Katie are holding.
Looks like a big
Not
puppy
very
dog.
big at all. All right. But when a small dog scratches you, and here's another picture of what it looks like when a small dog scratches you. Do you see how thin the lines are? Long and thin and close together, like a dog's paw would be. Okay. And Katie admitted in her interview that the Morkies did have unmanicured nails, so they were sharp at the time. All right. So here is a zoomed up look from Evil Exists channel of the marks that are on scratches, the scratches that are on Chris's arms, you guys. These marks are not bite marks, you guys. I don't see any rows of teeth here. All right. Now over here in the left-hand side, what some people think look like top and bottom teeth. I mean, these teeth, they would have to be they're too far apart, you guys. All right. It has to be closer together. Over here, that would be a pretty big mouth, you guys. That's not a bite mark. All right. But it's not a dog scratch mark either by a small dog. The Morkies, they're not even able to create gouges this way. Not a dog that size and that weighs that little. So I'll show you what I think they are. All right. I'll just go ahead and spoiler alert. I don't think these marks were made by Sebastian at all. All right. I don't think they were made by his nails or by Sebastian biting Chris. What these look like to me, you guys, is a woman's fingernail marks. These are gouges, you guys, is what these are. And before I get started showing you the comparisons, I want to take you over to this right here. This is what a woman's fingernails look like. All right. They're not real long, but you can tell that these nails are sharp.
Oh, I keep muting myself.
And what I want you to pay attention
Let me get back. Sorry, I didn't want you hearing me coughing in the back here. So what I was saying is this solidifies what he's saying in my part, because you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. This could be a hand, fingernails, right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that was what I was trying to say as far as what I believe could potentially be supporting his findings.
Is on the thumb here, if you notice, the rounded edges at the end. You see how when the nail is shaped, that it's almost like a quarter moon. See how at the ends it's rounded off? And up here on the index finger, the same thing. You see how it's rounded off on all the nails? Okay, so.
And again, boop, 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 boop. Where are we? We're at 704. Boop, 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 boop. It's possible. Is all I'm saying is it's possible.
Okay, so let's go back to the visual of Chris's arms. So the way you're looking at Chris right now is as if you're facing him. All right. So you're looking at Chris and he's looking at you. All right. This being his right arm, this being his left arm, if he's facing you. So on Chris's right arm, which is over here, you guys, I want you to focus on the 2 scratch marks that are on top over here. Do you see those? Do you see the one on the top right? Okay. Do you see how it's distinctly rounded off? Just like the woman's fingernail that I showed you before. And then over here, do you see this scratch on the bottom? Do you see how it's rounded off? Like that quarter moon I was showing you about right here before. So I'm talking about this scratch right here, you guys. Do you see how it's rounded off right here? And over here on the other arm, the top scratches. Do you see how this one is rounded off? This is scratch marks made by a woman's fingernails. Guys, these are gouge marks, is what this is. All right, so if you were a person and you were facing Chris and you went in to grab a hold of his arms or to scratch him, right? Then you would go in here with your left hand and this side with your right hand. You're facing him. You're going in here like this to grab a hold of him. Well, again, for all the women in true crime, because I know a lot of the community is women, I want you to take your right hand, and I want you to take your thumb, and I want you to stick the tip of it up to this mark right here, where it's rounded off. And I want you to tell me what you see. And tell me that if the tip of your fingernail doesn't fit perfect in that mark.
All right, guys. So now that you know what the topic of our conversation is going to be, you don't get nail gouges without working in a crane. So now is the time that we are going to be opening up the phone lines, because at the end of the day, I'd like to know what your opinion of this situation is. Do you think it's bite marks, or do you now feel that it's possible that it could be nail marks? I looked at it. It's a theory I hadn't entertained before, but after reviewing this, I can start seeing those formations that appear to be nails. Now, let's talk about what could potentially cause this altercation. What if something happened inside the home The stepfather came there in the middle of the night to see what happened and how he could help because he was 3 hours away. And a fight ensued in the house related to whatever happened inside that house while he was gone. Is that a possibility? Because let's face it, we don't have any content related to the mother's arms or any possible markings on her arms, because on the green shirt interview, we have a long sleeve shirt. And I don't know why I didn't have the green shirt interview up yet, but I did not. So give me just a moment. Let me see if it's in my history. It might just still be in my history. No big deal. Because I know I watched it. Okay, so let me go into my account and find it. Give me just a second. I want you guys to see this. Filters. This is the only one I have that's unlisted. Okay. There we go. I've got it up. Let me share this. So as you see, let me go over here. Katie is wearing a long sleeve shirt. So we don't really see her arms anywhere. Let me see if she lifts them up at all. She doesn't. Only Chris. Oh, there we go.
Lap thing.
But you
Like
can't really
money.
see
It was a fundraiser.
her arms. But
And
I
every
can tell
year-
you, it doesn't look like she has. She might have fingernails,
I did this many laps. I did.
but I can't see
Pretty
any
bad.
injuries up on her
I
hands.
mean, I've got
But we do have a long sleeve shirt. So that is really the only thing I'm trying to point out is we don't know what her condition could have potentially be. All right, guys. So the time has come. Here is the new call-in line. If you guys would have some theory, speculation, the first person that does call into the show, let me make sure it's up and on. It looks like we're up and on. Hopefully everything, it's been a while since I've done a call-in show. So it looks like everything is active. If the first person that does call in, please let me know. Give me a moment. Give me a moment to make sure everybody can hear you. Hello, caller. Give me just a moment. If you could say something for my audience so I can test to make sure that everybody can hear you, that would be great. Hello? Allow mic access. Hold on. I got to allow mic access. It's not allowing me to do. Hold on a second. My microphone's not allowed. Give me a second, guys. Sorry to whoever called before. If you were on the line, can you just give me a test? I think I can hear somebody.
Hello?
Hello. Give me just a second. Let me make sure the audience can hear you because we had some technical issues for the first caller. So if you give me just a second, I'd greatly appreciate it. Let me just gauge. Can everybody hear? If you don't mind saying hi to everyone? Oh, we can hear. They can.
Sure. Hello, everyone.
Hi, this is Betty. Who am I speaking with and where are you calling from?
My name's Jim. I live in Iowa.
Oh, very good. So what do you think about the Sebastian Drake Rogers case and the markings on his stepfather?
As far as fingernails, mine are kind of rounded like a woman's, so I could see Sebastian being rounded. And if you picture, let's say, in my opinion, that Chris had put his arms around him, like strangling Sebastian from the back.
Mm-hmm.
And if he used to take his arms up and claw in, those finger marks would be in the direction they would be.
Gotcha. So you do think that they are claw marks, but you think they're Sebastian's, not his mother.
Yeah, that's how I feel. My opinion.
How long have you been following the case?
From the beginning.
What have been some of the most challenging things to overcome in this case, from your opinion?
Most challenging, well, lack of evidence, but I'd say most evidence is the way Chris talks.
Yeah.
The
And
things he says.
with the lack of evidence, what do you think that means to you?
Well, you've always heard that saying, there's no body, no,
Gotcha.
no crime, I hate to say that, but I mean, that's what you hear.
Right. It is. It is. And we try to be blunt. So I don't think there's too many people in the chat that can be offended at this point if they're not offended by me already.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you calling in and giving. Is there any other tidbit of information that you would like to state?
Well, I have a question.
Sure.
Has anybody ever checked the airports that the grandparents went to go to Alaska, on how many luggage bags they had and how many they had when they came back?
I don't know. I do believe law enforcement has that information, but as far as the public, I don't think we have any clue. But if somebody does, they'll put it down in the chat.
I just got one because, you hear of all these deaths in suitcases, nowadays.
Yeah.
Like I see, maybe putting one, kind of like an O.J. Simpson, to take it across an airplane, get rid of the evidence.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's definitely there are definitely things that we definitely need to look into. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. My opinion, they're my number one, suspects.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people's because of their behavior.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely don't act like a parent that's lost their child.
Yeah, definitely not. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling, and you have a great day. Please call in again.
You too, Betty. Thank you.
Bye-bye. So, actually believes that the scratch marks are nail marks. This person does believe that they're nail marks, but believes that they were created by Sebastian, not by the mom. So we're getting somewhere. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Hi, Betty. It's Outer Banks.
Oh, Outer Banks. It's nice to hear your lovely voice. You got a cute voice.
Hi. So just remind me, when was that interview?
It was March 4th, I believe, because they had a March 3rd interview with Duchess and a March 4th interview with WSMV.
So those scratch marks, you think, are probably like 4 or 5 days old?
Yeah, they've scabbed up. They're not gone yet. You got to think your body, in my opinion, your body heals within 7 to 10 days. So they look pretty red and still pretty fresh. So, yeah, I would say within 5 or 6. I don't know. I think they would have been further along in the healing. I don't know what people's bodies heal like. I know whenever I get stitches, you can typically take stitches out in 10 days. So that's what I'm basing it on. Would the scar and scab still be there? Possibly. I haven't been injured in a really long time, so I really don't know.
Because those don't look like they're scabbed over. They look pretty fresh.
So what do you propose? What is your theory based upon this then?
The marks on his right arm, if Sebastian came at him with his face front down, I mean, Sebastian's teeth are far apart.
Mm-hmm.
His front teeth are. And if he caught that, the skin, the skin squeezes together when you bite something down.
Yeah.
So the guy was saying that they were too far apart to be bite marks, but I'm thinking they're bite marks. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But if nobody has seen the stepfather, then how could he get those bite marks? Unless, like you said, he came back in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's my working theory right now, is that he did come back in the middle of the night, and because I truly believe there was a car, and there's not a whole lot of people that hang out with these people. So it's a small circle that they hang out with, and who would be coming to their house at 3:00 in the morning, you know? It's one of those things. So I believe he did come back, but what happened when he came back is the question. Or could this have been a fight, an altercation they got into after Seth left their home, you know, 3 days later? But it does look like I never really believed that they were bite marks. I believe they were scratches, but it wasn't until Blackhawk, you know, identified nails that now I'm looking at it and I can see nail marks.
Yeah, I can see nail marks. I could see both.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about this theory? Now, this has been running through my mind, and then this will be my last question. What if, now this is out there, what if Katie secretly had sent him away somewhere and didn't tell anybody? And she's telling Chris that he's gone for his, just to protect Sebastian. If the stepfather was abusive, maybe Katie sent him away somewhere hidden so nobody knows where he is, not even the stepfather. I don't know. That was just in my mind, just to keep that boy safe from this man. But maybe her attitude's not like that. That's just going through my mind.
Yeah, I think
how can he not be found?
I think there is a probability there of one or the other doing something like that, you know, in my opinion, because if you remember my earlier theories, and I know you were around at that time, one of my earlier theories was that, you know, the stepfather was a ninja and broke into his own house, you know, and because he seemed to be the one that had the most problems with Sebastian and just wanted him out of his life. It wasn't that he wanted him just gone. He wanted him out of his life. He did not like that kid. And so I thought that it was, you know, something similar to that. What if he did something without Katie's knowledge? But then, of course, you look at, you know, how could he get in the house without waking up somebody? Yeah, the dogs probably wouldn't bark. But I don't know if they would have been quiet, because even if my dog doesn't bark, she's still moving around. And if they're in a cage, you would definitely hear the cage of their feet hitting the bottom of the cage, just in my opinion, just in my experience. You know, when a dog stands up in a kennel, you hear it. So it, you know, yeah, I don't believe it's far-fetched. And don't worry, I'm wearing my Tenn hat squad anyway, so you're always good when I wear this shirt.
The thing is that if that little boy was taken unwillingly from his home, there would have been a ruckus.
Yeah.
But if he left on his own, I still think that would have stirred up the dogs enough to wake Katie up. I'm just thinking, but those are my theories. Yeah. I don't know if they're bite marks, but the one on the right, I could see where Sebastian's top two teeth that are further apart. That looks like that to me, but those are my theories. But it was sure nice talking to you.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you too, Outer Banks. And do it again sometime. Maybe I'll open up the phone lines a little bit more. We shut them down for a while, but and I lost my old number, which I had since the beginning of the show. But that's okay. That's okay. We got a new number and a new look.
Okay, I'll be listening.
All right, love. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So thinks that there's something else going on. Maybe leaving the house or having him sent to a home of some sort, either Amish, either Mormon, church organization, another type of potential school that she just got him out and did it without anybody knowing. I had your number, LOL. What else do we have? Let's not forget about the flashlight video. LE can quickly rule out green hoodie, but wouldn't be specific about the flashlight videos. No, they did not address, that's right, Christine, they did not address anything related to the flashlight video whatsoever. Vetify, what is what a weird thing to say about Sebastian. If anybody is being rude about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers or his father, Seth Rogers, it is not tolerated in this chat. Just you guys have a lot of other places to go to air those things. Do I have my thing back on? Sorry about that. I had to turn it off because I don't like it ringing while people are talking. So it's back on. Courteous and kind to Sebastian and his dad in this chat, please. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Ackworth, Georgia.
Okay, very good. So what do you think these marks are on Chris's arms?
Well, I truly believe that poor Sebastian was done away with. I really, really believe. I don't want to believe it, but I do believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much negativity going on, and I think the reason why they didn't have cameras in their house is because they were abusing that boy for some time. They didn't want no cameras in that house so they could show people what they were doing to him.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And
they were cognizant of what they were doing, and they were cognizant that it was wrong, and that's why, in your opinion,
they didn't have any cameras. Yeah, that's why they didn't have the cameras in there. That's what I believe.
But they've always been sketchy on the cameras. We know they didn't have exterior cameras, but there's been rumors that there were interior cameras, predominantly in the kitchen. Now, again, it's just rumors, and we can't hold our hat on it. But what would you think if we did find out there were cameras inside of the home?
Then I definitely believe that there's a whole bunch of people in this and covering up, because you would know if there was cameras in your house and then there wasn't.
Yeah.
And even me not being in the law enforcement, I would have knew that walking in that house.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a normal person would have known that if you had any brains.
Right.
And by the way, I want to tell you, I was raised on Anna Maria Island. I've been dying to talk to you. You are awesome.
Aww.
I love you. I started listening actually when this first started, and I heard people talking really bad about you. I'm not even going to say who it was because I don't want to give them any credit. And I thought, what in the hell? So I started watching you, and I'm like, what the hell are they talking about?
It's because they get nothing right, and we have a good batting average on this.
Real, I tell them I have 4 daughters, and they all know you, and they know everything, because that's all I talk about is Blowhorn Betty. I love her, I'm telling you, these people are evil.
Yeah.
Me and my daughters try to be good like you are, and up front with people, and we get attacked by people all the time.
Yeah, because they want you to feel about their feelings. I'm not a feelings type of person. These are people's lives. The way I look at it is you're breathing, you're happy, you're healthy, you're up, you're walking around. I don't have time to worry about your feelings. The only feelings I care about is the victims. And sometimes it steps on a little, some people's toes, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, months ago, this happened months ago. I've been watching you for months. And matter of fact, when I never liked clicks when I was growing up. I'm 67, I can tell you. I never liked it. I was always a little bit of a rebel. I didn't pick friends like that. And, so I actually got in there, and who has the other call thing. And I told them all. I said, y'all need to be ashamed of yourselves. Did your mother never teach you guys any better? And they cut me off.
Yeah. It is. That's basically how it is. And the people that typically talk about me are people that I've rubbed the wrong way, or I've just dismissed their feelings on a certain topic, and they feel their feelings mean something to me. They don't.
Well, honey, don't feel bad. Look,
they're worried
about
their.
Feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't hurt anybody. Me and my husband, we're handicapped. I mean, and we don't hurt anybody. You can ask anybody. Everybody knows that we just try to help people. We're nice people, and they come out of the woodwork at you.
Yeah.
They know you're easy prey.
Yeah, and after 3 years, I just have the I don't give a crap attitude.
They're the me people, and I tell my daughters all the time, don't feel bad about getting attacked once in a while, because those are the me people.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be attacked a few times than be them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well,
But anyway, I didn't mean to get off of it, but oh my God, you have made my day. I mean, I'm having such a hard time. My, I can hardly walk. I got a pinched nerve between my neck, and I'm like, oh my Lord.
this cold weather's not helping.
Oh my Lord. And my pelvis is broke all the way through. I got a half foot taken off. I mean, it's just been a fun 5 years. And my husband's got COPD so bad he's completely bed rest, so I got to take care of him 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And they still come out and try to do things to us.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just want to let you know that there are people out there that are like you. I mean, my daughter was born in Manatee Memorial. I probably really close to where you live.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in Parrish. I lived in Samoset, Emory Island, Holmes Beach, all that. So I know, I'm like, they can't fool me.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to say they lived in Georgia, and they don't even know where I'm at.
Right.
I'm like, really? North of Atlanta? You don't know where that is?
Well, I have to be honest with you. There's some places here in Florida, somebody will say a road or a town. I'm like, what? They're like, oh, yeah, it's in Florida. I'm like, I've lived here my whole life and never heard of that town.
Well, it was really funny when my kids were, the one, I think it's just a little bit, it's between Ocala and Gainesville. It's Reddick. Mm-hmm. But my kids, they were little, that was maps. We had maps. And they go, oh, Red Dick, Red Dick, look, it's red. And it is spelled Red Dick.
Oh, wow. All right,
So
Love. Well, thanks so much for calling in.
Thank you so much for taking my call. Uh-huh. And really, seriously, I really believe that those two really need to face something. And if they don't get it here, tell everybody, don't worry, they will get it somewhere else. That's what I do. I don't sue or anything. What I do is I say, God, take it and take care of it, and you'll be surprised what happens to those people. Yeah. And that's what I'm really praying, that those people will come to justice, because I really, really, really feel like they did something.
And not only that, but just the abuse allegations, I feel like need to be a little more researched and investigated, because I feel like while they search for Sebastian, they could be doing something on that front, especially if they believe that, the mom or the stepdad are, there's a possibility there. And there's this abuse. I feel like they should go for the low-hanging fruit and get them, get something.
They know what's going on. They've known what's going on. And this is what really pisses a lot of people off. Mm-hmm. It's because we're not stupid. The people who have any brains and don't want to be swayed by all this stupid crap, they know. They know that they knew. They had to know.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you and me know. We've never been in that house. We know.
Yeah.
From experience. I mean, life does give you experience.
Yes, it does.
But those two missed the boat.
I agree.
They missed the damn boat.
And it's their behavior after it, though. But we'll get into that in another topic. So, your final answer? What do you think those marks are on Chris's arms?
I think he was fighting with Sebastian. Sebastian was giving it his all. It could have been a bite. It could have been fingernail. Because when you are fighting for your life, I took 3.5 years of criminal justice, and the worst thing it is to kill somebody is by strangulation. It's horrible. It takes over 2 minutes to kill somebody. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, that's what I think they did to him. I really do. And if not, I think maybe the mother was behind it and he's covering it up. But my first instinct is they were trying to get rid of him. Something went wrong, and then he just got pissed and killed him. That's what I think.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for your theories, and I appreciate you calling in.
Thank you so much, Betty. And you take care of yourself. And I love your little doggy. We are dog people.
Oh, yeah, she's I keep saying she's my BFF, but she's so much more. She's just my little pal.
We have a corgi and a miniature dachshund, but I've had all kinds of dogs. And I just love Delilah.
Yeah, she's definitely sweet. She's something for the books, that's for sure.
Well, I sure love you. If I ever get rich, if I ever win the lotto, honey, I'll give you some money. You don't have to worry about a lawyer. I'll take care of you.
Thank you, love. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Before I turn the phones back on, I did want to address this because I didn't want Tam getting upset. It's not that it's just that there have been some Mormon like live-in facilities and ranches and stuff that have taken kids in unbeknownst to other parents. And as a matter of fact, just recently they did get a child out of, and I can't remember, I want to say it was in Utah or something like that. So it was nothing disrespectful to any particular religion. I'm just naming the religions that are willing to take in children with, under, how should I say it? Not anonymously, but not telling anybody that they're there. And as a matter of fact, a preacher and his wife were arrested for the child that they were keeping away from this custody situation there. So that's the only reason why I brought that up. It was not to, it was just about, we have Mormons, we have other church conglomerates that do that. The Amish, there's been Amish stories of people going to Amish communities and being hidden through the Amish communities, something like that. So those are the ones that I have heard about, and those are the ones that I had stated. So I'm going to turn the phones back on. Again, the topic of conversation here is related to the markings on the arms and what we believe they could potentially be. We heard Blackhawk theory to them being nails. This is Betty. Who's this and where? They ended up ending the call. So if they would like to call back, I was trying to get over there and answer it. So give me a moment. If it hangs up on you, let it hang up on you. But allow me to pick up if you guys will, because sometimes I'm talking and it takes me. I got to go over to the other side. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
What's going on, Betty? It's Drew. How have you been?
Oh, Drew, it's nice to see you and hear from you. I haven't heard from you in quite some time. I think we were on the other show. Wasn't it with Savannah Soto, I think is when I...
Yes, with Savannah Soto. Yes, that was the case. Yeah.
Well, it's nice to hear from you. What do you think about this Sebastian Rogers case?
Oh, it's a crazy case. After it got kind of like it turned into a circus, I kind of stopped following it for a bit. Mm-hmm. But I still look at it every now and then. And, well, my opinion, I have a few things to say. First of all, I believe, Sebastian, he was a neat person, right? He didn't want to be barefooted or anything outside or nothing. So I would think Sebastian had some manicured fingernails, very clean cut nails, because in the restaurant he was biting his nails also. So I'm thinking the scratches that Chris has, they might be from Katie, maybe in a fight, an argument.
Yeah.
That night. And then, let me see. Okay, the night when those flashlights were out and about, right? A flashlight is going to illuminate a few feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking they talked about having solar lights. So were they using a solar light from outside to lead the way?
Oh,
because a solar light is not going to illuminate far. You understand? It's not going to illuminate very far. It's just going to give enough light to give light.
Yeah.
So
I also thought the cell phones as well. They had their cell phone lights on. We all use our flashlights on our cell phones if we can't find a flashlight around the house.
Right. The flashlight, but the flashlight cell phone is going to also illuminate.
Yeah.
We're going to be able to see the light. Unless they were using just the cell phone, the light to the cell phone, to the screen, that could have been it. But I'm thinking it was solar lights that they had outside, because Katie said they had solar lights.
I just picked one up out of the yard and just
on the floor.
That.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I'm thinking. And let me see.
And that was very observant from you, Drew, to notice, because I remember seeing Sebastian chewing his nails. Would he have nails long enough to gouge into his stepfather if he was a nail biter?
No, because nail biters, their nails are very short,
Mhm.
you know, and then he is artistic. So, you know, I was dating somebody who had an autistic grandchild. I never saw them in person, but, you know, you get to know a child by what, you know, they tell you about the child.
Mhm.
And he liked his nails to be short also and clean.
Mhm.
They like to be clean. They have their certain, you know, routine,
Yeah.
set routines that they do. No matter what it is, that they have their routine, whether it be at home, at school, anywhere else, they have the same routine. So yeah, that's what I think. The
Well,
fight, maybe a fight happened between Katie and Chris, and she scratched them in the mix, you know.
yeah.
Um,
And I also thought, was also thinking with Blackhawk's story, his theory of what he thinks those markings are. I was thinking that if Chris would have came to that house and this was what it was, and Katie realized what had happened or something like that, would she be inconsolable? Would she have, grabbed him in crying? Like sometimes. I know that when my friend passed away, and his sister was really strong until his celebration of life, and then she just kind of fell out. And I remember her holding on to my arm so tightly, I thought it was going to break my bones. And I just keep wondering, could it be something like that?
Because I have a lot of theories, but I'm just going to stick to some. He could have came back that night. In one of the interviews, he stops himself because he's like, Katie asked me what, like, he was going to say, what did you do? And he caught himself and he stopped. A lot of things could have happened that night. He could have gone back. Yeah, he could have gone back.
Yeah.
And that place, it's dark out there, very dark. And they know the path to take, whether they're in the dark or not. Like, your way around your house in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So do they. They know their way around the dark in their neighborhood and whatever the hell. But, yeah, that's what I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, Drew. You take care and God bless you. It's nice to hear from you.
Thank you, Betty, and God bless you too. And take care, okay?
Will do. Thanks. Oh, that was so nice hearing from Drew. I love it. I haven't heard from Drew since we discussed the Savannah Soto case. So that was really, really nice. Very interesting. So another person that believes that it's possible that those could be from Katie, Sebastian. Very interesting. This is Betty. Who is this and where are you calling from?
I'm Sabrina from Marion, Virginia.
Oh, very good. So what do you think these marks are on Chris's arms?
I'm not sure. I'm still leaning toward the teeth. But also, if it's not Katie's fingernails and it's a woman's fingernails, what woman? And is she safe? It takes a lot of fighting and aggression to sink your nails into someone that far if it is a woman's fingernails. Is there a woman out there that's been abused? Or, just my opinion. It just, something is not right with the whole situation. And if it was Katie, she has to be in fear, kind of like Nina was, because how could you stay in that situation knowing someone, in my opinion, could have hurt your son and you're staying with them and being a part of their family? How? Unless she's doing it in fear, I don't know, because we heard from Nina and she was in fear and the whole family, including Katie, attacked her, emotionally or whatever, with threats and all that. And I just don't know. And the marks aren't right. The fact that Katie was in dark clothes the night of the Texas Roadhouse, was she the one that took the garbage to the curb?
A lot of people are
It's just
speculating.
so much.
Mm-hmm.
Do what?
I said a lot of people are speculating that it may not have been Sebastian taking the garbage to the road because it was never brought up for over a month.
And I know a lot of people are dogging him down about the woman or man, whatever it is, that was in the parking lot. Well, if that woman was going to Texas Roadhouse, why did they come back out after going to the bathroom? And why were they in that parking lot behind? That's a long ways to park. I mean, if you're going to enjoy a meal, I can see if there wasn't a parking spot to park back there and walk over.
Mm-hmm.
But they just walked, and they could have went the other way around Katie's car.
Mm-hmm.
It was clear. And why they're, I know that people are just saying it a big nothing burger, and Ellie has checked it out. But what Ellie's not going to tell us everything. You know,
Yeah.
It's still not. If the woman drove around just needing to go to the bathroom, there's plenty of gas stations around where she could just pull it in, went to the bathroom, and come back out to her car in the same parking lot. Something's not right. But I don't know, the nail bite marks, fingernail marks have always caught my eye. I called you in when this first begun. I called you on your live and told you I thought they were bite marks from Sebastian a long time ago. I've been watching you since summer. And I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
You have been through so much verbal and mental abuse from creators to other people that I'm not going to mention, but you have held your head up high and done it with more grace and dignity and control than I could ever do. And it's just been so hard to watch someone be put down so much and then other people jump on the train to do it.
Yeah.
When all you're doing is what other people are doing.
Yeah, just advocating, trying to strum up interest in the case, trying to get leads coming in.
You have your way of doing it, and others have their way. And I feel like you were targeted and bullied, and still to this day are being done the same way. Yeah. And I just want to wish you and Delilah a whole new 2025 with less stress. Yes. And you deserve it.
There's the little girl.
There are people out here that know that you are just doing what others are doing, but you were targeted because of who you are. Because
I'm action. I'm action oriented. When things don't work out, I go to the Constitution. I go to the streets. I get my picket signs. I start, I advocate. I don't just sit behind a screen and complain about a bunch of stuff. If I see something that I don't like, I do something about it. That's a place.
Yeah, but I'm proud of you, and I hope 2025 is less emotional stress.
It's going to be a good 2025. I've been on the phone with Chronicles of Olivia. We're already getting some ideas together to start off 2025 right.
Well, I'm so proud. I'm glad that you have a good support system off of social media, that you have good friends, a great mother, even Delilah, that if your heart's ever broken from hearing too much, you can just curl up with her and say, baby girl, I don't know how much more I can take, and then she gives you a big lick and says, you can keep on going.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works around here as is.
But I'm proud of you, and I still don't think that lady man at the Texas Roadhouse is a big nothing burger. Hell, he might not be telling everything. But why would you park on the parking lot behind the main parking lot just to go in and use the bathroom? You wouldn't at the Texas Roadhouse.
Right.
That in itself is it's not, it's not polite, and it's not. You wouldn't drive around and say there's a Texas Roadhouse and pass like all the gas stations and say, I got to use the bathroom. Texas Roadhouse is where I'm going.
Yeah, and you know what? You bring a point, because the only time I've ever went into a restaurant to use the bathroom when I was on the road, or just need to, is when I couldn't find a gas station. It's like, just pull over here, I'll run in.
At Hardee's or McDonald's or something. Not a Texas Roadhouse.
No, not
or Cracker Barrel
nice and
or anything like that.
Yeah.
You see the McDonald's, and you think, I can't go to the gas station. It's too far down the road. She actually walked across 2 parking lots to get to the door, so she didn't have to go that bad, and took time to stop and talk to Katie.
Not just stop and talk to Katie. She appeared to be standing outside of the car door waiting for her.
For so many minutes. For so many minutes, she waited outside.
Yeah.
Before they went in, he or she. So if they were really needing to use the bathroom, and that's what their intentions are, then why did they wait?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, in all, I don't think it's a big nothing burger.
Yeah, let's also apply this. Now, if it was the key to this case, would law enforcement be screaming it from the rooftops, or would they be wanting to quiet it down?
I think they'd want to quiet it down, and because you don't want, if you're law enforcement or even a lawyer, you don't want to expose everything you know to give the other side the ability to find a way out of it. Not until you have to expose it.
Right. And we have to see, look back, and the only example we have is the flashlight video. In the flashlight video, law enforcement peddled out for a really long time, until none of us actually believed it anymore, that it was a trash truck. So that was a pivotal and a critical piece of key evidence, in my opinion, that was and I don't I don't have qualms with Nick Barris for dropping it, but it was a critical piece of evidence that had to be backtracked by law enforcement, in my opinion.
Yeah, but we just got to sit back. But it just feels so much like Sumner's case, that people are going to get to walk around for years just enjoying life and knowing that they're guilty. They know they're guilty. And if Sebastian walked out on his own barefoot in February, his feet would have got frostbite. They would have turned black. He would have been hungry.
He would have been screaming the minute he got far enough away from the house and didn't know where he was in the pitch black of night. I truly believe he would have had a meltdown in the middle of Main Street if he made it that far.
Oh, yeah. Or he would have been on the side of the road. I mean, somewhere's just, even if he crouched down and sat in a ditch, away from the traffic, somebody would have seen his child.
Yeah.
You just can't go across limbs and rocks and all that stuff in the woods, and you slip on. You gotta think the rocks and stuff are going to be slick because it's February. It's cold. There's like
dew and everything else.
Everything's hard and slick. There's just so much that people's just overlooking and thinking that this boy walked out of his home barefoot and didn't stop somewhere and say, I'm scared, and hunch down. I don't think he did. I don't even think he took the trash out. And why would he go out the front door all the way around, get the trash, and when there's a door right there beside of it? there's just so much, and I'll let you go so everyone else can.
Oh, well,
call in.
thank you for calling in. It's nice to hear your voice. You take care and call again.
Oh, and I'm actually from Bristol, Virginia, but I got confused. I grew up in Marion, Virginia, so I'm just right down the road from Kingsport and Rogersville.
Yep.
So
That's where what's his face was from that we interviewed. I forget his name. Oh my gosh, I'll have to think about that.
I don't know.
The coworker that worked with Don Wells was from Bristol, Virginia.
Oh, is it Dudley?
Dudley Ajan. Yep, that's it.
Oh, I don't know. I moved here like 4 years ago, so I'm not familiar with people that grew up here, but I wanted to straighten that out. And I live right on the Bristol, Tennessee line, so I saw Summer on the news.
Yeah.
And then I saw Sebastian, and I was hoping y'all would get into Sebastian's case too.
Yeah, we definitely dove into Sebastian's case pretty deep.
Yeah, well, Merry Christmas to you and Delilah. And
thank you.
You just keep going the way you're going.
I appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
All right, God bless her.
You too. Bye-bye. So a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of different perspectives on what happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers the night he disappeared, or the morning. I truly believe he left the home early morning, 3:30 o'clock. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling?
Hi, this is Carol, and I'm calling from Vermont.
Oh, hey, Carol. How are you doing today? And what do you think happened to Chris's arms?
I think that he's right about the fingernails. I think that, in my opinion, Katie and Chris was in a fight, and Sebastian came out of his room. That's when he walked out of that door. He didn't know why he walked out of that door, but he walked out of the door to protect his mother. And I think that Chris went after him, and I don't know what happened from there, but that's the way I feel.
Well, we did hear Seth say at one point, I remember this now that you brought that up, that he did say he was very protective of his mother and father.
And Katie said in one of the interviews that he didn't like confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Chris looked at her and just kind of like agreed with that. And so I think that's probably where it all started. He was probably choking Katie, in my opinion, and she was trying to get out of it, and Sebastian heard it and walked out of that door.
Interesting theory. I had not applied that theory to that. So very good, very good. Is there any last, before I move on to the next caller, any last comments that you want on the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case that maybe you've had, but nobody's asked?
No, I don't think so. There's a lot that I have in my head.
Right. Do you think he left willingly or unwillingly?
Oh, I think he left unwillingly. I don't believe he left willingly. I think that when he walked out of his bedroom and because he didn't like confrontation.
Gotcha.
And I think he was going to protect his mother no matter what his mother was to him. Kids love their mother.
Yeah.
They're going to protect their mother.
That is true. That is very true.
I think that's where it happened. Something happened right then and there, and I think that Chris planned it because the phones.
Gotcha.
And then the lights. So the lights at 3:30 in the morning,
Absolutely.
I think Chris did something to the boy. That's what I think. And I hate to say that, but.
So you think it was Chris and not the mother?
I think that, yes, I think Chris was attacking Katie.
Okay.
And that's where the fingernail marks come from. She's trying to get him off her. And Sebastian heard it. And Sebastian came out of his room. That's when he walked out of that door.
Gotcha.
That's what I think.
Well, I appreciate your calling. I appreciate your perspective and your theories. Call again. Thank you so much.
I want to say one more thing, Betty.
Sure.
You are great. I searched this case out, searched it, and I couldn't find anyone covering it but you.
Yeah, there
And,
was. We're finally got a good group of people covering it with proper information, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
very, very thankful for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful for you.
Aw.
Because I couldn't find anyone covering it, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I searched it, and you were the one blowing the horn.
Yeah.
You blew the horn.
Well,
and
I appreciate
everybody picked up on it.
Yep. Thank you so much.
That was awesome. Okay, bye-bye.
God bless. Bye-bye. All righty. I've got enough time to probably take about 3 or 4 more calls about the scratches on Chris's arms. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, Betty.
Oh, you're probably going to have to turn me down in your background. I can hear myself.
Patty, Ohio.
Gotcha. So thank you. Thank you for calling from Ohio. What do you think those marks are on Chris's arms and any other theories you may have about the case?
Okay, so honestly, I think KP snapped. I think with all the pressure surrounding, the cases coming up with Chris and his child and all of that, I think it was just too much. She was trying to give him this test to begin with. And I just want to say, I love you. I've been watching you since the Petito case, and I've been following you ever since. But back to KP. I just really think where there was no evidence in the house, they need to go in there with the luminol to the shower. She omitted the whole bedtime scenario.
You're right.
She omitted that, and it was no evidence there. So, and they did no luminol. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry. But I have an older brother that's autistic. He's high functioning. He has a job. He's like Sebastian. He's in your face. He likes to talk about the things that he's interested in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a level of tolerance and love and compassion that comes along with it. I don't see that in KP at all. Like, I would be screaming from the rooftops if my baby was missing.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
Even if you didn't have a good relationship with the child, a child missing from your home just does something to a person, especially if you're not responsible for it,
Yeah, I would be out there every single day of life,
Mm-hmm.
like Seth, until I made myself sick.
Mm-hmm.
It just is a mother's love at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I just can't get over the 3 a.m., whatever time it was, flashlight crap.
Yeah.
Who was that? Santa Claus? No, it was not. It wasn't Santa Claus. And she bought groceries that day.
Yeah.
This wasn't planned. This was not planned. That woman snapped.
Yeah.
And I just, her behavior, I've been a psych nurse for 25 years. Her behavior is off the chart completely. Just in the first few days when they did that interview, there was nothing there. It's like she was drugged. She was medicated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just a lot to this case. And God bless Seth. God bless all of us that are behind him. Totally. He needs our support. And I don't care what the haters say.
Yeah.
Just ignore them. Ignore them. They're low vibrating individuals. They need to move along. They just need to move along. And I just love you, and I love our audience, and I'm going to keep following you from the bushes.
Aww.
And I just want,
And we have the best mods on these streets. I know everybody thinks their mods are the best, but mine are battle tested and ready to go.
Yes, baby. I've been watching you since the Petitos, and I love your style because I'm right there with you. I would scream from the rooftop for the underdog every day, all day.
Aw,
so, and my baby is Peapot, and Bobby, and they're little like Delilah.
Aww.
We love watching you guys.
Well, thank you.
And you have a great day, and just, you know, keep an open mind and keep the good fight going.
Yep, that's what it's all about. That's why it's so important to have these call-in shows. Thank you so much. God bless.
All right, Betty. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, before we take any more callers, I just want to thank everybody that's helped sponsor this. We're going to do we have met our goal, and then I'm going to show the 2 videos, and then we're going to get back to the calls. I want to say thank you, Truth in Time, The Real Me Too, Nobody Who Is Somebody. Thanks for all you do in the cases. Outer Banks. Renee, thank you so much. We got a few from Renee. Thank you. God bless you. Only M gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, don't forget to tell Only M thank you. Ginger says Merry Christmas to BHB and Delilah Bean, our newest coffee bean. Let me see if I can lift her up without her bouncing all over. There she is. There's her pretty little face. I got to put my hand behind her so you guys can see her. There she is. She's just a sweet little girl. She just stays in my lap. She doesn't go too far. Holly gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership from Holly, don't forget to tell her thank you. Oh, thank you, Renee. Renee also said Sebastian Strong. Lady Dragon donated 1 Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership from Lady Dragon, don't forget to tell her thank you. Sherry says, thank you for all the work you do for Sebastian, keeping his name on YouTube streets. You're very, very welcome. So glad I made this show. It's super interesting to hear everybody's opinion. I agree. Oh, our beautiful, sweet Misery. How in the world are you doing, my love? I hope you're doing well. And you gifted a Bullhorn Betty membership. I can't wait to catch one of your lives. It's nice to see you. You're going to have to give me a call one of these days. I haven't chatted with you in a while. So if you received your gifted Bullhorn Betty membership from Sweet Misery, don't forget to tell her thank you. Elizabeth, thank you so much for keeping Sebastian top of mind. Renee, love this show, BHB. Thank you, beautiful lady, for all you do. Kisses to Miss Delilah. Absolutely. The Real Me Too is 22 months. Oh my gosh, you've been with me for a while. Sebastian, we will never stop looking for you, sweetheart. And of course, Eve loves God, has become the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. And we have, I believe we've met our goal. Either way, we're playing the ass video and the karma video. I'm not sure. Do we want the karma video or the ass video first? We're going to go with the ass video because I think it's the funniest. And then we will, I got to find the ass video. It's funny calling it that. And then we'll open the phone lines back up.
Andrea, aka Bullhorn Betty here. Look what I found. It looks like a lot of people on YouTube. Right here. Right here. This is a real ass right here. Like many people on YouTube. All you need to do is show an asshole a little love. Right? Right? Tell him. What you need to do? What you need to do? Huh? What you need to do? Oh, too many assholes on YouTube. Say it. Say it with me, baby. Say there's just too many people. Too many people on YouTube that look like you, huh? So the next time you want to be an ass, maybe you should come out here and hang out with the ass. Just saying. You want to be a jackass? There's your brother. Peace out. Bullhorn Betty style.
But this is not one that I did. The karma video that's coming up next is not one that I did, but I absolutely love it. If you guys do not like cuss words, you might want to mute your computers. I know we got a lot of religious people here that don't like the words, but I'm sorry. This was a skit that you can't miss.
Let me tell y'all something. You ain't got to ever worry about getting nobody back for some shit they done did to you. Because quiet as it's kept, everybody working get paid. Let me break that down so you understand what I mean. Everybody working getting paid. See, some of you motherfuckers don't even know that you're working. But payday comes after a while, bitch. You being messy? You're working. You gossiping about people? You're working. You stealing, lying, cheating, or just all around doing some fuck shit? You're working. And payday is on its motherfucking way. Ha ha! Let me tell you something, you working motherfuckers. Some of you bitches got overtime in that bitch too. Ooh, that payout gonna be good. So when you get your check, bitch, don't complain. You worked for it.
Oh, good gracious, that is classic. There you go. Thanks for letting me hit my goal on this show. And I'm going to open the lines back up. I figured we needed a little break, but you guys can't miss it. I mean, it is great. We got some good clips that we've acquired over the years, and that's just one of them. And there's another one, too, I forgot all about. It's just a little something, 7-second thing.
So apparently, if you treat people like they treat you, they get upset. Shocker.
All right. The phones are back open. Well, they're not quite open yet. They're open now. So if you guys have any questions or you guys have any perspective on what is on Chris's arms, I'd like to learn. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Georgia, and I'm calling from Arizona.
Oh, Georgia, it's nice to hear your beautiful voice. So what do you think those marks are on Chris?
I honestly think those marks are from those puppy dogs that they have.
You do believe that? And why?
I've looked at that video, and for some reason, and because I have dogs, and I know when I horseplay with my dogs, then they'll end up leaving marks and stuff on me. And I just think that that's what those are. Now, I could be wrong, but that's what I think they are.
Gotcha. Yeah, I try to use, because, I've only had Delilah since June. So she scratched me a few times, especially like when I clip her nails. But yeah. I've never had those marks on. We play a little rough, but mostly it's her teeth, because she still has the fang teeth, the baby teeth that are
exactly. That's exactly why I think it is. But I don't know if their dogs had those baby teeth. So that might not be. You might be right, because my little dog has those teeth still and just leaves marks all over me. But it is still the baby teeth. So you might have a point there, Betty.
Yeah. But that's the only thing that because I didn't even know, because she had jumped on me when she was a puppy and left me literally no scratches. It hurt, don't get me wrong, but it didn't break skin. But now she's getting a little older. She plays a little rougher, and occasionally she'll catch me here or there, like jumping over my legs, and a foot will slip and she'll scratch me down my thigh. But that's really the only experience I have. I truly don't know. I personally speaking, I know that it appears that it's something. What something it is, I truly do not know.
Yeah. See, there's my little dog right there.
Aww.
Let me walk out. And then I wanted to ask you, Betty, what did you think about that the Sumner County Sheriff's Department finally released a statement?
That's huge. I think that's huge. I'm very apprehensive and very concerned that there people that are willing to call and tell stuff, they're pushing away. That's my only concern. They're so adamant about trying to make social media look bad that I think they don't realize their news is not strumming up enough interest in this case for people to pay attention. It's social media pushing the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. It's social media still keeping those phones ringing with leads coming in. It's social media. It's not mainstream media. And I think their approach is hindering that a little bit. I understand that, social media is good. It's a double-edged sword, right? It has its good moments, and it's got its horrible moments. But my biggest concern is them pushing away people that have information and tips that might be beneficial to the case. That's my biggest concern.
Well, I'm just hoping, since they did make a public release, that this will make them make more public releases, because we need to know. We need information on the case.
Yeah.
We need them to keep giving us info.
I would prefer them being a little more proactive than reactive. I feel like Sumner County is a little more reactive than proactive. I think a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with on social media could have been lessened by proactive policing, and like public information type of stuff when it comes to this.
Yeah. I got another question. Has Dog actually been out to Tennessee and searched yet? Because I just can't wait to see the footage that he comes up with.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't speak to Dog the Bounty Hunter. It's one person I don't speak to. I don't know. I know he was out in Tennessee. I heard, in all honesty, I've heard mixed things. I heard he was out there searching while he was out at a wedding. And that was the same time that they got into that Motel 6. I don't know if he releases his footage like we release our footage, because he's Dog the Bounty Hunter.
True.
So that's the only, I don't know how to answer that. I know he was in Tennessee. I personally don't know what he was doing in Tennessee other than the wedding, but we do have the Motel 6 lead in the door looking for Sebastian at that Motel 6. So I feel like he was doing some searches just really under the radar, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I just have one more question. I know, I don't know if you can even answer this, but Nick has posted like that he has been silent. Is that the case? Has Nick actually been silent?
I tried to reach out to them, because somebody sent me that post on Facebook, and I tried to text him just to see if he was in trouble, just checking on him and stuff like that. And he's never responded back to me, so I don't know how to answer that either.
I got you. Okay. Well, I sure do appreciate you taking the calls, Betty. I love this new part of the show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. And call back when we have another live call-in.
I definitely will. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. Where's our time? Our time is, we got about 15 minutes. It sounds like I could probably squeeze in about two more calls on this live stream. If you have an opinion on what happened to Sebastian, you have an opinion on the markings that we saw on his stepfather's arms. Let me turn the phones back on. Sorry, I turned them off, so I don't have to. Sorry. They're back on. I've got enough for two more calls before closeout to talk about the markings on the stepfather. Do you believe they're fingernails? If so, whose fingernails? If you believe they're bites, or in the case of the last person that they are dog scratches. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Hi, my name's Tanya Handel. I'm calling from Wisconsin.
Oh, very good. So what do you think the markings are on Chris's arms?
I believe if you look at the way Sebastian's teeth are and the way the marks are on his arm, I believe they're bite marks from Sebastian.
So you also one person that does believe they're bite marks. I've seen the filters. Like at first we saw the scratches, and when that first came out, I thought it was a Photoshop photo, right? Somebody just making conversation. And I went back to the video and was able to see the marks that they had on his arms. And then I started thinking, okay, well, what could they be? And I started thinking maybe scratches from briars and bushes and stuff like that. And then people started filtering it, and you could start seeing these impressions that appear to be bite marks. And so,
yeah, it's like teeth marks with scratches too.
Yeah. So a combination, just a struggle. It sounds like a struggle.
Yep.
That you believe.
Yep, that's what I believe it is.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about this whole story and this whole case so far?
With the way KP was acting at the restaurant and everything, she was acting suspicious, and I really have strong feeling she has something to do with him being gone.
Do you think she planned it, or do you think it was just something?
I think it was planned by her sending the photos to somebody off the phone in the text and everything. I believe she planned it, and she was looking for somebody, that it was all planned.
Gotcha. So I assume by that statement, you believe he left the house unwillingly.
Yes, I do.
Gotcha.
I don't feel like he would have left Seth. He was too close to Seth.
I agree with that. I truly believe that Seth and Sebastian had a very tight and good bond, personally speaking.
Yeah, a strong bond.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate you calling. I hope you do call back when we open the live shows up. I think this was a great live show. I think it was, I love hearing people's opinions and perspectives, and it's something we've been missing on this show for a little minute.
Oh, I love it. I watch you every day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, God bless you. You have a wonderful Saturday.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
And you stay strong.
I will, but we just need to keep Seth strong right now and bring Sebastian.
Yeah.
And then we can figure, we can work on Betty later. All right, love.
You have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Hi, thanks. Bye-bye.
Love it. So we got a lot of good commentary on this. I've got room for one more phone call. If you guys have your opinions, your speculations, what you think those bite marks are. What do you think those marks are on Chris's arms? Just very interested in people's perspectives when it comes to this. And if we don't get another, did I turn it back on? I keep forgetting to turn the darn thing back on. Okay, there we go. One more call. After this, we're done. It's been a while since I manned the phones. It's been a while. Bear with me. SPED teacher, it's nice to see you. Maria, Ashley, good afternoon. Might be morning, depending on where you are in the world. Always watching after the live is over. Try going out and unsubscribing, then coming back in. Yeah, that's really the only thing that you can do. Or you can just change if you guys are not getting notified, the best thing to change the notification is go out there, change your notification settings to personalized, and then after it's set to personalized, move it back up to all. That usually does re-trigger the notifications if that's what you're doing. But you can also wait until this is over and unsubscribe and resubscribe. That also re-triggers it. So I think that's it. So it sounds like we're pretty much wrapped up on the phone calls, which is good. I want to remind everybody, everything that you heard on this show is their opinions. This is not to be taken as fact by any stretch of the imagination. I personally don't know what those markings are on Chris's arms. They look like something. They could be multiple somethings, right? Like the last caller believes it was a struggle of some sort, scratches as well as biting. Some believe it's from the dogs. Other believes it's females' nails, like Chris and Katie may have gotten into an altercation. And some believe that it's just scratches from maybe the wilderness, trees, briars, other things. We don't know where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is. I want to remind everybody, if you know any information, whether Nick Barris appreciates social media or whether law enforcement appreciates social media and the work that we're doing, it doesn't matter. If you have any information related to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, his whereabouts, or just some information, factual information, firsthand or secondhand information, make sure you call that into law enforcement. If you are a secondhand information person, please reach out to the person you heard it from that has the firsthand knowledge and try to have them come forward. If they're unwilling to come forward, please come forward yourself and tell law enforcement what you know. You have to understand law enforcement has been inundated by the social media circuit. So we do understand their apprehension of social media, but we also want to remind everybody, if you do have information, don't allow comments to scare you off. Don't allow to be intimidated. Please come forward. This is a 15-year-old boy. If this was your child, your family, your friend, you would want somebody to step up to the plate and speak and tell what they know about your loved one. That's all we're asking for anybody else out there, is to do the right thing, what you would want done if you were in this same situation. And of course, if you have any information, reach out to 911 if you see Sebastian anywhere. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure when it comes to this case. So please do not be fearful of calling and reporting something. That is my biggest concern with the way Nick Barris as well as Sumner County is handling some of their commentary, is they're shaming people for wanting to help, right? At the end of the day, the green shirt or the green hoodie gal was someone that was in and around this child hours before he disappeared. They had to be interviewed, period. Whether law enforcement it come out to be a nothing burger or not, this was somebody that had direct contact with the mother hours before this child disappeared. And if law enforcement doesn't think that that's huge or they need to clear that avenue, that's not my problem. If it makes their job a little harder, that's not my problem. It should not be your problem either. We have things that we're seeing that doesn't appear right, and they need to be investigated. And that's exactly what happened. And I'm very thankful that law enforcement did give us finally a public statement. But again, the condemnation from the people that are causing these leads to come in, whether they think that one of them may be fruitful. And in my opinion, what they're doing is not going to help their case. Actually, it's going to hurt their case because somebody has information out there that law enforcement needs to have. So that's just my commentary, my thoughts on it. I want you guys to have an amazing Saturday. We'll be back here later tonight. I'm sorry, last night kind of fell through with the talk show. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Yes, we don't want to give up. This is Sebastian's Army. You know how I know it's Sebastian's Army? I got it tattooed on my shoulder. Okay? We're in it to win it, okay? We're in it to bring this boy home, period. We're in it to bring this boy home. And whoever disappeared this child, whether he's healthy or not, need to be brought to justice, because this child wouldn't have thought of this all by himself, okay? He wouldn't have done this all by himself, and he darn sure wouldn't have left his house without shoes or a jacket or some other personal belongings, according to his teachers. The other people that know him better than his own family, or just as much as his own family, right? Our teachers sometimes our teachers spend more time with us than our family members do. Okay, they've got us from 7 o'clock in the morning until 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where our parents only have us from 6 to 9 before we go to bed, right? So our teachers do know a lot about us, and we have to kind of lean on that. And they're saying there's no way he would have left without shoes. There's no way he would have left without a jacket, and there's no way he would have left without his belongings. And they even included his cellular telephone as part of what he would not leave without. So I think we need to key in on that. And please, if you have any information, don't let anybody stop you from picking up the phone and reaching out to law enforcement and telling them what you know. Together, we can bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home, and together we can fight and advocate for this young man. All right, guys, don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. It is the holidays, so we want to promote being kind to one another. So each of you have a great Sunday or Saturday, and Sunday we will be back here for a morning show, and then off to church we go. So that's it. It's a wrap, folks. We'll see you soon. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels. and Bullhorn Betty crime stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.